mates!
Hello, happy travelers!
Welcome back on board Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas, day number 2 of our first sailing. Wow, yeah.
Gonna have to get those fingers sorted out.
Something like that. It is a day at sea, lots to get into. We're gonna go over everything that was added during dry dock amplification. Let's go ahead and get it started. Day number 2 begins right now.
Now, during the renovation, many things got maybe slightly altered or refreshed.
For example, the elevators got new digital cool fun boards.
Touchscreen.
Ooh.
But we're not gonna point out all those refreshes. We're gonna be talking about things that are brand new to the ship, things that were added, things that were not here previously.
Now, we're gonna start with dining. Why are we starting with dining?
Why?
Because we always start with food. Food always starts our day, so let's start with dining.
And for our first dining spot, we gotta head out to the boardwalk. Ooh, they have the steel drums out. That's so fun. Do you wanna show them how it's done?
I don't know how to play steel drums.
Hi, Captain Teddy. Where can we find the new dining location?
Right over there!
Of course, it's none other than our favorite location, Playmakers! Yes, we mentioned this last night, but it's worth repeating. Playmakers was added to Allure. It was previously Sabor, but I think this was a very good replacement. Me and Matt are very, very happy to have our sports bar food on tap here on Allure.
Now our next dining venue that was added to Allure of the Seas debuted on its sister Wonder of the Seas, but it has a brand new location that we haven't seen on another ship yet. Still located on deck 15, but instead of being on the starboard side like other ships, it's here on the port side and has this nice front porch southern style entrance because this is the Mason Jar Southern Restaurant and Bar. So this is where you can come and get dinners on pretty much every day of your cruise, every night of your cruise. You can also get brunch on days at sea, and select other days sometimes they will do it as well. So this one seems to be a lot bigger, has a lot more seating. I like this bench here at the entry. They still have the bar, but that's been expanded too, and they still have the stage for live music and an additional outdoor seating section over by the sports deck.
This vine wall is like the perfect Instagram picture spot.
Yes, absolutely.
Now last but certainly not least for dining, El Loco Fresh was added to Allure. Now what's interesting is that this location previously on Allure was the Wipeout Cafe, and El Loco became so popular on other ships that they started introducing El Loco food here at the Wipeout Cafe. But of course, once Allure went into renovation, they said, hey, let's go ahead and make this a permanent standing El Loco Fresh, and I think that was a brilliant decision because it's so popular. So this location has everything that you would find at every other El Loco Fresh: tacos, quesadillas, burritos, chips and salsa, nachos, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, the toppings bar and score cilantro today. We love El Loco Fresh so much, we're gonna go ahead and eat here right now. Well, is it good as always? I don't know if you can hear this beyond the wind and just ambient noises. They're playing Christmas music. They're playing the first Noel. It is April. Not quite sure about that.
Yeah, maybe it's, it was just originally a religious song and obviously got adapted more around Christmas because of that, or I don't know, but definitely what's being played. Yeah.
It's the first time we've heard it on a April Royal Caribbean cruise.
Is it maybe because it's almost Easter?
I guess. Okay, so we were kind of giving them the pass, saying they were mostly playing religious Christmas songs, not
Easter.
Yeah, not the most secular stuff, sleigh ride stuff. This is Deck the Halls. I mean, what are we doing?
I mean, it's every time we give them a little inch, they're like, oh no, we're playing Christmas music now in April and we're proud of it.
We gotta test everything. We gotta get this ship right.
Someone put the wrong playlist on. And they're like, I don't care, I want Christmas now. Okay, now that we covered all the dining locations, I think the natural progression of things would then to be talking about drinks. So let's look at the different lounges offered on board Allure.
And we're gonna start off strong with with a fan favorite, the lime and coconut bar. It's kind of become a Royal Caribbean staple and has been pretty much added to every ship when it gets renovated.
Is it really a royal amplification if it doesn't get the lime and coconut bar and pool deck?
I don't think really. And look, they even have the colorful like bucket cups that you can get drinks in. Now what makes the lime and coconut so great, obviously it offers a bunch of tropical drinks, but I think the best part is all the beautiful color it adds to the ship. And not only is the bar itself colorful, but with the lime and coconut bar, you get the lime and coconut pool deck, which is so much more colorful and vibrant and has the cool palm trees there. It just adds a bunch of color and beauty to the ship.
Now, something interesting, as with all other pool decks that got the lime and coconut and Caribbean pool deck restyling, they've added the little casitas here. The interesting part is, at least as of right now, they're not reserving them. Neither yesterday nor today have these been reserved or shown any kind of signs of being able to be reserved. I would count that being in the plans for the future, but at least right now, it's not the case.
Oh, and I should mention, just like as we see on other ships, there's a level 15 bar location, as well as level 16 up top.
And on either side, starboard and port. Now, this lounge space we're about to show is technically not new, but it has been moved to a new location, and if my knowledge serves me correctly, it has never been here before on any Royal Caribbean show.
No, but I really love it.
So right behind where I was just showing and right next to Aloco Fresh, it is the Crown Lounge for those members who are Diamond Plus, or Pinnacle in the Crown and Anchor loyalty program with Royal Caribbean. You can now access the Crown Lounge here on deck 15 towards the back, and it's in a brand new location. Still pretty much the same setup, but in a brand new spot and area it has not been before, with this nice view outside the doors.
Okay, now that Crown Lounge is checked off, we're gonna go to a new lounge, like a really, really new lounge.
Of course, it's not the Rising Tide bar. That's a mainstay on Oasis class ships. Instead, it's right across from that. The Pesky Parrot. Yes, the Pesky Parrot debuted on Utopia of the Seas just a few short months ago. Now makes its way here on Allure of the Seas, featuring Brad the bird, who does bite and talk.
This one's Brad, the other one was Brian.
Oh.
I wonder if they're cousins.
Of course, this is a tiki bar, and it goes to the max. We've seen what's the one called on the Mariner and Navigator? The bamboo room, which is nice, but I think Pesky Parrot takes it to another level.
I mean, it has a bird. It has a parrot. How could you go wrong with that?
I'm thinking about getting a tattoo. No, that's all. I don't need your opinion.
Oh, an unexpected addition to the lounges. I wasn't expecting. I thought we were done with Pesky Parrot, but here at the Wipeout Bar, my beloved shaved ice was added. We saw this on Utopia of the Seas, and they decided to add it here to Allure. You do have to pay extra for it, for a small or large, or if you have alcohol added to it. But all those flavors you could get. Oh, shaved ice, I love you so. It's 59 degrees out, so I won't be getting you today, but I will throughout this cruise. Don't you worry.
Oh, another bonus that we weren't counting on lies within the Vitality at Sea Spa and Fitness Center. Unfortunately, this is a negative because it's not an addition, it's a subtraction. If you've been on Allure of the Seas before, other Oasis class ships, you know this is where you usually find the Vitality Cafe with smoothies and fresh juices and energy drinks and things. Gone. Now just a sitting area with merchandise on display.
Well, that concludes the bars and lounges. So we're gonna move on to probably the funnest section, activities. So let's click our heels 3 times to get there. Activities, activities, activities. Ah, the red slippers took us here to Studio B. Now, of course, Studio B continuously, as it always has, houses ice skating as an activity, but new after the Allure renovation, it is now housing laser tag. It is going to be Battle for Planet Z's. It's a free activity, just reserve it so you can get a spot, but completely free activity and definitely a lot of fun and a great addition to Allure.
You want to know something else we're noticing as we cross through the ship? Is that it smells like fresh paint. Now, it probably won't on your sailing. It's just because this is the first one since it's been renovated. But just so you know, if you come on a ship after it's just been renovated, the paint smell will still be there a little bit in certain places.
up on deck 14, and another activity that they have added was not here before is Royal Escape Room. Yes, they added an escape room to Allure of the Seas. And not only did they add an escape room, but this is a new escape room, one that has not been seen on Royal Caribbean ships yet.
That's right, on Oasis of the Seas, in the same location, I believe, they had a space-themed escape room, but I think it was Apollo 18 or something like that. Mission Control Lunar Landing is a new thing we have not yet seen. Here's the kicker, though, I gotta say this. On our sailing, and it could vary, on our sailing, 44, 44 $44 per person to do this escape room. Mind you, it is not a private experience. You will be booked with other people. I'm sorry, I can't justify that price.
It's getting a little steep. When we first started doing escape rooms on Royal Caribbean, it was $20 a person.
Yeah, and that was great.
It was very reasonable, but it's definitely climbing high. You could say to the lunar moon. That's how high the price is getting. I will say, at least this experience is an hour long. The new escape room on Utopia of the Seas, it was like 30 minutes, which is kind of weenie in terms of escape rooms. They're almost always an hour long. So a 30-minute one, like, I wasn't really a fan of. So I'm glad that they went back to an hour long.
Yeah, we're pretty avid escape room goers back on land. We've done, I think, over 50 or something like that. It's one of our favorite activities. And I'm sorry, we'll go to private rooms where it's just going to be us, and it's like less than this. So yeah, I don't know.
You know,
that's tough. That's tough.
I don't know yet if we're going to do it on this sailing, but just so you know, it's here if you want to partake in it.
Now, just to clarify before we move on from my escape room exposition here, when we first did escape rooms on Royal Caribbean, we justified paying extra because a lot of people said, it's a cruise, it should be included. And we said, you can't do that because then everyone on board will want to do it. It'll completely fill up. Right. People will redo it and just play around in there. So we justified them charging additional to do the escape room. I'm not justifying double plus double the original price, so that's where I have trouble. On to the next.
All right, our next set of activities that we need to cover are back outside to the pool deck. And the first of those activities is they added a splash away bay to Allure of the Seas. Of course, that being the kids' water play area. They got lots of slides, lots of sprinklers and splashers and water buckets galore. And they have this main area for like the bigger kids, but then over here they even have a smaller soft area with a small slide for the wee little ones. And in case you need it, here's all the rules and height stuff and everything for the splash away bay. But it's definitely a fantastic addition. All of our clients always say that's one of their kids' favorite areas of the ship is splash away bay. So definitely a really good idea for Allure to add it.
I always say it at the end of the video, but since we're on the topic, we're travel agents and it's completely free to use us. No fees or costs whatsoever, and you'll never pay a single cent more to book with us than you would direct on your own. So travel agent information, it's in the description of this video and every other video on the channel. Hit us up, we'll get you booked, or if you're recently booked, we can get you under our agency. Either way! And for those of us older in age and older at heart, they do have some new offerings in the water department as well, with the addition of the Perfect Storm water slides. Now, the only thing new is that they have been added to Allure of the Seas. The slides themselves are not new. Over there on that side, the port side, you'll see the pinkish and orangish ones. Those are the Typhoon and Cyclone, the standard body slides that zip around. And the blue and green one over here is the Supercell. So this is the one where you kind of have the plummet to begin, and then you go around and around in the big bowl, and then you have a little drop splash down at the end. Now, all three of the Perfect Storm water slides are included with your cruise fare. Just a couple of things to note in terms of restrictions. For the Typhoon and the Cyclone, there is a minimum height of 48 inches and a maximum weight of 300 pounds, whereas the Supercell has a minimum height of 52 inches and a maximum weight of 243 pounds.
And now we come to our last activity, probably the most controversial things that were added during Allure, and something that some people weren't looking forward to being added. And of course, that purple tube could be nothing else but the ultimate abyss.
Why is it controversial? Well, a lot of people like it because it's a fun new activity, new dry slide to have some fun on. A lot of people don't like it because it does take away from the views of the ocean and Aqua Theater.
The view was a sacrifice Royal needed to make, and they made it. Do you agree with it? I don't know, but it is what it is. Yay, they didn't get rid of the surfboard.
Our final category is entertainment, and the last thing we want to talk about takes place at the boardwalk. All the way at the tail end of the boardwalk, past the exit point of the Ultimate Abyss slide, we find the Aqua Theater. Now, of course, the Aqua Theater is not new at all. That has been here on Allure of the Seas its whole time of being in existence. But there is a new show. Well, new to Allure of the Seas. In fact, this show debuted on Utopia of the Seas. It is Aqua 82, the successor to Aqua 80, the most beloved aqua show found on Oasis of the Seas. Now, the interesting thing with this particular sailing we're on right now, as you can see, they're practicing, they're doing rehearsals, and that's going to be the case for this entire 4-night sailing. They're not going to have any of the full shows. They are supposed to have it, though, on our next sailing. Remember, we're doing a back-to-back, so the 5-night sailing after this is supposed to have the full show up and running at that point. So be sure to stay tuned and follow along with all of our videos for the rest of this playlist and the next one to see the entire show. Well, there you have it, friends. That is all of the new things added, all the changes that happened to Allure of the Seas during Dry Dock Royal Amplification.
Yes, hopefully that was helpful. You know what to expect from Allure now. Obviously, the ship tour is already out or coming, so check that out for everything that's on Allure. But these are the really new things.
Absolutely. Tomorrow, day number 3 is our first stop, a brand new location for us. We're going to France. So we hope we will see you back then.
Oui.
Yes. We're signing off for tonight. Bonjour and happy travels.
Au revoir.